Would you consider her season a success? What does next year look like for Lia?
I would say it was a success. I think here in America, where Lia Block is from, where the three of us are from here, I think, a lot of times we have this mentality that when it comes to sports, success means nothing but wins, championships, and absolute domination. But I think when you look at sports on a global scale, and particularly the situation that Lia Block was entering this F1 Academy season with, coming from a completely different discipline in this sport, rally racing, off-road racing, which her father, the late great Ken Block, was so great and so well known for. To make that transition and to end the season better than she started, I think was the main goal here. Now, I know that she didn't take any points in Abu Dhabi, but it is worth noting she did finish third on the road. She finished on the podium, I guess you could say, on the road in that final race. She did have 15 seconds worth of time penalties, so there are some things that she's going to have to clean up. But again, this is an Academy series. In fact, it has Academy in the name. This is a place for drivers to learn the ropes, to learn how to cut down on those mistakes. I think, people were saying there was a lot of chaos in the last Abu Dhabi race of the three in particular. But as the broadcasters were even saying, you have to expect that in a series like this where everybody's just still learning the basic fundamentals of Formula open wheel racing. So, for Lia Block, I think, Singapore was obviously fantastic. Again, flirting with the podium there with a couple of fourth place finishes. I have no doubt that she has the ability to take that step forward next year and continue on this path by challenging for podiums next year. And I think you'll see her standing on the podium, maybe even in the middle a couple of times. Who knows?
Yeah, I completely agree with you, Ben. I mean, this whole purpose is to give young drivers the opportunity to be in this type of environment and to learn and grow. So I also think that Lia had a very successful season. Again, maybe not in comparison to Abby or even Dorian, but for herself, this is her first year in a single seater car. This is a completely new environment for her. So in my opinion, collecting 44 points, finishing 8th in the Drivers' Championship in her first year in this type of series, it's a fair outing. I'm sure she herself wished that she had collected more points, had gotten onto the podium, because she is a fierce competitor like the rest of the field is. But if you look at it, she scored points in 7 races, but she also left 7 races with points on the table. So I think ultimately she took a lot away from this season with a lot to grow up on. And I do agree with Ben. I think this is just a great kicking off point for her. And she's not done racing this year either. She has a very busy season still to come. She is racing with Nitro Cross Championship still. That's going to be going early into next March. So she's keeping herself busy. So I really think she's going to establish herself as a leader with Art Grand Prix next year.
And Joe and Emily, just real quick, another point. I know she failed to finish the opening race round 1 in Saudi Arabia, but she completed enough of a race distance that she was still classified. So to be classified in every race this year, bring the car home in one piece for the most part. And I'm sure Williams appreciated that. Obviously, Williams is just kind of backing this program here for her in F1 Academy. I know that, God bless the Williams mechanics. They had a lot to deal with this year with all 3 of their drivers at different times, unfortunately. But I think that speaks very highly of Lia Block as well. And for what it's worth, Emily, you mentioned 8th in the points. All 7 drivers ahead of her took at least 1 podium this season. So of the non-podium finishers, Lia Block was the best of the rest there. So again, something I'm sure she's disappointed she didn't get on the podium at least once, but it's something to build on for 2025, I think.